Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today I want to discuss bonsai as a verb. You may have heard me talk about this before. Everyone understands bonsai as a noun. This is a bonsai. But the steps it took to get there is bonsai, but not as a noun, as a verb. You are working, you are performing actions in order to create something that you're now going to try and refine and keep alive for a long, long time. So today I've gathered a few things that have needed to be done. The least sexy of which I'm going to start with. I'll remove this wood. And you're looking at a seed tray. And this seed tray, all right, you might not see anything in here. This certainly isn't much worth seeing. This was 100 Japanese white pine seeds. These were the ones that I didn't soak first. And if that's the only contributing factor to the condition of these three Japanese white pine, then you should soak your seeds. I got 3 that grew in this pot, and I got 2 that grew and thrived in the other pot. The other pot is the one that I soaked, and that's the only difference. I'm going to zoom in on each of the 3 little Japanese white pines, and I'm going to get them into different pots with different soil. These are not what I would consider thriving. All right, in this view, you can see 2 of them. One here didn't do very well, and this one, something may have chewed on its needles at first, but it's alive. So I'm going to get these 2 out, and there's one more on the other side. I'll show you that too. So, how best to do it? Well, I like to use my grandfather's palette knife, which is very thin. And I may be able to figure out if there's some other reason why these did not thrive. I'd like to be able to figure that out. And I'd like to know why what I considered viable seeds mostly didn't sprout at all. Actually, there were more in here, but some just didn't last. And it looks like I have no roots keeping me from doing this. Get it out, put it to the side. Now I'll get this guy out. Hoping for no impediments to getting it out. This is in bonsai soil, so who knows what's going on the roots. Hopefully something good. And I'm going to get these into pots, not bonsai pots, but I will put them in bonsai soil. Well, this was bonsai soil. It's pretty broken down. All right, let me clear out. Well, let me turn this so you can see this guy. I'm sure he's in view. I'm going to double check. This is the better looking. Well, actually, the first one I dug out was the best looking. I am taking an action on a future tree. If you're like me and you like to do this kind of thing, you find enjoyment in it, you got to take the good with the bad. And these were from the seeds I did soak. You can see that they're quite a bit healthier, and the foliage is quite a bit more hardened off. These were the first to come up. And there were many more that opened up in this tray. And I see the discarded husks of seeds that opened and sent out little babies, but then died off. So let me get these two out of here. They got much nicer root systems. Quite nice. The other ones are just barely hanging on. It is a nasty cold day today. Yeah, look at that. I'm not going to trim those. I'm going to bury them deep. We'll see what happens. I'll dig these up in a year and see what they look like. To seal up the holes, I put a layer of pumice at the bottom of each one of these pots. All right, so I went off and considered what I was going to use as a mix. I showed you the pumice in the bottom of these pots. But the mix that I'm using is going to be fresh potting soil, good potting soil, and old bonsai soil. So I'm going to put 2 scoops in each pot. Here's what the mix looks like. The bonsai soil that's in there, yes, it's used, but it's in good condition. Did I put 2 in this pot? I don't think so. Okay. Now this is similar to what it was in. As I study it more, there must have been potting soil in there. Add a little bit more into that one. All right. Now for the little ones, did I lose one? No, it's over here. For the little ones, I'm going to compress the soil that's there. Makes me want to add some more. I'm going to put another scoop in each pot. Well, 3 of the pots. Press that down. Press that down. And since these have such meager root systems, I'm going to put a hole in the center, bury it a little deeper than it was buried before for a few days. Well, it is raining. It will be raining in a couple minutes. This one, you know, these may not survive. You obviously want them to survive. You're going about the actions of trying to make them survive. So this is a verb. That one I planted very deep. And this guy, I didn't look at the roots yet. Oh, lovely. Wet soil is easier to get to stay where you want. Not very pretty trees right now, but hopefully over this growing season, you know, I always say, if I get one to survive, I'm a happy camper. I want all of these to survive. I love Japanese white pine. The needles are short and stiff. Okay, these I want to give a lot of room to. These I'm going to work in. Because there is an actual root system in these. I always try and center it in the pot, but you're rarely successful. I just sort of let it be. As long as it's not up against the edge of the other pot. If the roots go down and circle a little bit, hopefully I'm going to get these out of here before too long and, you know, do some root pruning again so I'll have an opportunity to untangle them. Maybe the spoon would help. Yeah. The soil is just moist enough to stay where I put it. This one right there. I think this is going to be multiple videos, guys, so this is part 1. Okay, I'm going to water these up. Put them all out here for you to see. 5 of them, Japanese white pine. Remember, this is 5 out of 100, whatever that ratio is. 5 out of 200, I'm sorry. So whatever the ratio for 5 out of 100 is, was it 20%, 10%? I don't know. It's bad.